incredible discovery.
Archaeologists have consistently unearthed astonishing finds that have shocked and enlightened humanity. These discoveries span the spectrum of human history, from relics that confirm our past to artifacts that challenge established beliefs. Some showcase the Earth's natural grandeur, while others reveal the heights of human achievement. Through these revelations, archaeologists have uncovered lost civilizations, deciphered ancient languages, and unraveled mysteries that span millennia. Join us as we explore 20 most mysterious discoveries scientists still cannot explain. Number 20. Terracotta Army. The discovery of the Terracotta Army, one of the most remarkable archaeological finds in history, is a tale of ancient China's hidden wonders finally coming to light. The story begins with a local farmer, Yang Jifa, drilling a well in the village of Lintong near Xi'an in 1974. As he dug deeper into the earth, he stumbled upon an unexpected and remarkable sight, a clay soldier's head. The Chinese authorities swiftly intervened, and archaeologists began systematically exploring the site, eventually revealing the vast underground army of terracotta warriors. The Terracotta Army is part of a massive mausoleum complex built to accompany China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang, in the afterlife. This vast underground army and other figures and artifacts were intended to serve and protect the emperor in his journey to the next world. The Terracotta Army consists of thousands of intricately detailed soldiers, archers, chariots, and horses, each crafted with individual facial features, uniforms, and weapons. They are arranged in battle formation, ready to defend their emperor even in death. The artistry and craftsmanship exhibited in these clay figures are nothing short of astonishing, showcasing the skill and sophistication of ancient Chinese artisans. Number 19. Göbekli Tepe. The discovery of Göbekli Tepe, often dubbed the world's first temple, is situated in southeastern Turkey. Göbekli Tepe's excavation began in the 1960s and accelerated in the 1990s, revealing a site of immense historical and cultural significance. Göbekli Tepe consists of a series of massive stone pillars, some weighing up to 16 tons and standing over 16 feet tall. These pillars are intricately carved with astonishing depictions of animals, abstract symbols, and anthropomorphic figures. The site is estimated to date back to around 9600 BCE, making it over 11,000 years old, significantly older than Stonehenge and the Egyptian pyramids. One of the most remarkable aspects of Göbekli Tepe is that it predates the advent of agriculture and settled communities, challenging traditional narratives about human development. Archaeologists believe that the site was constructed by hunter-gatherer societies, demonstrating their capacity for complex organization, communal labor, and sophisticated artistic expression. The purpose of Göbekli Tepe remains a subject of ongoing research and debate. Some scholars posit that it served as a religious or ritualistic center, possibly hosting gatherings or ceremonies. The intricately carved pillars suggest a spiritual or symbolic significance, but the exact nature of the rituals conducted here remains speculative. Number 18. The Dead Sea Scrolls. These ancient manuscripts, hidden away in the caves near the Dead Sea, have provided invaluable insights into the history, culture, and religious beliefs of the Second Temple period. The story of the Dead Sea Scrolls begins in 1947, when a young Bedouin shepherd named Muhammad ed-Dib was herding his goats near the cliffs overlooking the Dead Sea. While searching for a stray goat, he stumbled upon a cave in which he found several ancient clay jars. Inside these jars were scrolls wrapped in linen, containing texts written in Hebrew and Aramaic. Realizing the potential significance of his discovery, ed-Dib and his family began to sell some of the scrolls to local antiquities dealers. Word of the find eventually reached scholars and the international community, sparking intense interest and a race to obtain and study the scrolls. Over the course of several years, numerous caves in the vicinity of Qumran, near the northwest shore of the Dead Sea, were explored. In total, 11 caves yielded thousands of fragments from more than 900 different texts. These texts included portions of the Hebrew Bible, religious writings, sectarian documents, and other texts related to the religious life of the time. The Dead Sea Scrolls provided a treasure trove of information about the Judaism of the Second Temple period, shedding light on religious practices, beliefs, and the development of biblical texts. Notably, the discovery included the earliest known copies of many biblical books, offering a valuable basis for biblical scholarship. The scrolls also included texts associated with a Jewish sect known as the Essenes, believed by some to be the inhabitants of the nearby Qumran community. These texts provide insights into their communal life, religious practices, and beliefs. Number 17. Hidden parts of the Great Wall of China. While many are familiar with the most famous sections of the Great Wall, such as Badaling and Mutianyu, there are numerous lesser-known portions scattered across China's vast landscape. Over the centuries, some parts of the wall had become dilapidated, buried, or obscured by nature. The discovery of these hidden sections has been an ongoing process, with some remarkable finds shedding new light on this iconic structure. One significant discovery occurred in the 1990s, when researchers identified a previously unknown section of the Great Wall in the remote deserts of Xinjiang in China's far west. This western section, known as the Lost City, was constructed during the Han Dynasty and was buried beneath layers of sand and time. Its existence, once forgotten, was brought to light through the efforts of archaeologists and modern technology. In recent years, advancements in satellite imagery and remote sensing techniques have played a pivotal role in locating concealed portions of the wall. These technological tools have enabled researchers to identify hidden segments hidden beneath the Earth's surface or obscured by vegetation. The Great Wall's extensive network of walls, fortifications, and watchtowers stretches for thousands of miles, and uncovering these hidden sections continues to be an ongoing endeavor. Each discovery provides valuable insights into the wall's construction, historical significance, and the challenges faced by ancient builders. Number 16. Paintings of Altamira Cave. In 1879, a Spanish amateur archaeologist and landowner named Marcelino Sanz de Sautuola visited the cave along with his daughter Maria. While exploring the cave's depths, they stumbled upon a series of intricately painted images adorning its walls and ceiling. The images depicted bison, deer, horses, and other animals in striking detail. Sautuola, astounded by what he had uncovered, initially faced skepticism from the archaeological community. Many experts believed that prehistoric humans were incapable of creating such sophisticated art. However, Sautuola's claims gained credibility after further examinations of the cave's art. The paintings at Altamira revealed a mastery of perspective, shading, and artistic technique that defied expectations. They provided vivid depictions of the animals that prehistoric humans encountered in their daily lives. The use of natural pigments and the cave's unique contours added to the visual impact of the art. The discovery of Altamira's cave paintings challenged prevailing beliefs about the cognitive abilities of Paleolithic humans and their capacity for artistic expression. Eventually, prominent archaeologist Emil Kartailhak visited Altamira, confirming the authenticity of the art, and the scientific community began to recognize its significance. Number 15. Rosetta Stone. French soldiers under the command of Lieutenant Pierre-François Bouchard were repairing a fort near the town of Rosetta in the Nile Delta when they stumbled upon a large inscribed stone. This stone, known today as the Rosetta Stone, is a slab of black basalt that measures approximately 3.9 feet in length and 2.3 feet in width. The Rosetta Stone bears inscriptions in 3 scripts: Greek, Demotic, and hieroglyphics. This tri-scripted inscription was a royal decree issued in 196 BCE by King Ptolemy V, praising his reign and promising tax breaks to the priests and temples. The significance of the Rosetta Stone lay in the fact that the same text was inscribed in 3 different scripts, providing scholars with a unique linguistic key. At the time of its discovery, no one could decipher hieroglyphics, and they were considered a lost art. The breakthrough came when French linguist Jean-François Champollion, along with other scholars, undertook the task of deciphering the hieroglyphic script using the known Greek and Demotic translations on the Rosetta Stone as a guide. Over several years of meticulous work, Champollion made the groundbreaking realization that hieroglyphics represented both phonetic and symbolic elements. Through Champollion's decipherment, the Rosetta Stone opened the door to understanding the rich history, literature, and culture of ancient Egypt. It enabled scholars to decode hieroglyphic inscriptions found on temples, tombs, and monuments throughout Egypt. Number 14. Capuchin Crypt. The Capuchin Crypt dates back to the late 16th century when the Capuchin Monastery in Palermo needed additional space for burials. The monks decided to utilize the extensive catacombs beneath their monastery. Initially, it was primarily reserved for the monks and local nobility. However, it was in the 18th century that the practice expanded, and it became a status symbol to be interred within the crypt. Families of all social classes began to seek a place in these catacombs for their loved ones. What makes the Capuchin Crypt particularly remarkable is the quantity of burials and how the deceased is displayed. As you descend into the crypt, you are greeted by row upon row of mummified bodies, many of which are dressed in the attire of their era. The bodies are displayed in various poses, standing, sitting, and even lying down, creating an eerie and unsettling spectacle that is both captivating and unsettling. Some of the bodies are remarkably well preserved, thanks to the catacombs' dry and naturally ventilated environment. Each section of the crypt is designated for a specific category of people: priests, children, women, professionals, and even virgins. The names and professions of the deceased are often inscribed on the walls, providing a poignant connection to the individuals who rest there. Number 13. Underground City of Darenyu. A local inhabitant of Darenyu in 1963 was renovating his home when he stumbled upon a hidden room beneath his house. He soon realized this was no ordinary chamber. It was an entrance to a vast underground complex. The authorities were informed, and archaeologists and experts began to explore this labyrinthine underworld. They uncovered nothing short of astonishing: an intricate network of tunnels, chambers, and living spaces extending to depths up to 28 feet below the surface. The underground city was designed to accommodate thousands of people and served as a refuge for the inhabitants of Cappadocia during times of invasion and turmoil. The city has at least 18 levels connected by staircases, tunnels, and ventilation shafts. It is believed that the city could house as many as 20,000 people, along with their livestock and food supplies. Darenyu was equipped with massive stone doors that could be rolled in front of entrances to block access, preventing invaders from entering. It also had narrow passageways and choke points designed for defense. The city had living quarters, kitchens, storage rooms, and a winery. It was an autonomous community capable of supporting its population for extended periods. Its ingenious ventilation system ensured a constant fresh airflow from the surface. Wells provided access to groundwater, making it possible for residents to have a consistent water supply. Darenyu also contained places of worship, including chapels with Christian crosses carved into the walls, reflecting the region's history of religious diversity. Number 12. Lucy, AL 2881. In November 1974, in the arid Afar region of Ethiopia, a team of researchers led by American paleoanthropologist Donald Johanson set out on an expedition to find evidence of ancient human ancestors. During this expedition, on the slopes of a plateau at a site known as Hadar, the team made a momentous discovery. On the morning of November 24, 1974, Donald Johanson and his team came across a partial skeleton of what would later be identified as Australopithecus afarensis, an extinct hominid species. This remarkable find included a significant portion of the skeleton, approximately 40% of the hominid, making it an exceptionally rare and valuable discovery. The skeleton was named Lucy, after the Beatles' song Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, playing during the team's celebration of their find that evening. Lucy's age was estimated to be around 3.2 million years old, dating back to the Pliocene epoch. Lucy's skeleton provided crucial evidence for bipedalism, the ability to walk on two legs, a defining characteristic of early hominids. Her pelvic bone and femur indicated an upright bipedal posture, marking a significant transition in hominid evolution. Her age and species, Australopithecus afarensis, suggested that she lived at a critical juncture in human evolution, making her a key transitional species between earlier apes and later humans. Number 11. Antira Mechanism. In the year 1900, a group of sponge divers was exploring the underwater ruins of a Roman shipwreck off the coast of the Greek island of Antikythera. Among the artifacts recovered from the site was a corroded lump of bronze and wood, seemingly unremarkable at first glance. However, as the artifact underwent closer examination, it became clear that it was no ordinary relic. The Antikythera mechanism was an intricate and sophisticated mechanical device dating back to the 2nd century BCE, during the Hellenistic period. This ancient marvel consisted of interlocking gears and dials encased in a wooden frame. It was small, about the size of a shoebox, and displayed remarkable craftsmanship and precision. As researchers meticulously studied and X-rayed the fragments of the device, they realized that it was designed to track celestial movements, particularly the positions of the sun, moon, and planets. This revelation was astonishing because it challenged the prevailing notion of ancient Greek technology. The Antikythera mechanism was an ancient analog computer capable of predicting astronomical events, eclipses, and even the Olympic Games schedule. Further research and computer reconstructions unveiled the full capabilities of the device. It had at least 30 intricate gears with precise tooth profiles and could accurately calculate lunar and solar cycles. Number 10. Herculanum. The discovery of Herculanum is a compelling tale of a buried ancient city and the remarkable journey to unearth it, shedding light on the daily life and culture of the Roman Empire in the 1st century AD. In 1709, a local farmer digging a well in Resina near Naples, Italy, unwittingly uncovered an ancient theater that marked the first hint of what would become one of history's most important archaeological sites. The farmer's find piqued the curiosity of scholars, igniting a series of excavations that would reveal the buried city of Herculanum. Like its more famous neighbor Pompeii, Herculanum was an affluent Roman seaside town nestled on the slopes of Mount Vesuvius. In 79 AD, Vesuvius erupted catastrophically, burying both cities under a thick layer of volcanic ash, mud, and debris. While Pompeii's discovery preceded Herculanum's, the latter offered unique insights into Roman life due to its superior preservation. One of the most significant finds in Herculanum was the Villa of the Papyri, a luxurious seaside mansion believed to belong to Julius Caesar's father-in-law, Lucius Calpurnius Piso Caesoninus. This villa contained a vast library of scrolls, many carbonized by the eruption. Though challenging to unroll and decipher, these papyri have yielded priceless information about classical Greek philosophy, Epicureanism, and Roman literature. Herculanum's excavation, which began in the 18th century, faced numerous challenges, including tunnels filled with solidified volcanic material and the meticulous task of uncovering fragile carbonized scrolls. The meticulous work of dedicated archaeologists eventually revealed well-preserved houses, streets, shops, and even vibrant frescoes and mosaics. Number 9. Chauvet Cave Paintings. What scientists found inside this place shocked the whole world. 3 speleologists, Jean-Marie Chauvet, Eliette Brunel-Deschamps, and Christian Hilaire, embarked on an exploratory journey into the Ardèche region of southern France in 1994. While exploring the depths of the Ardèche Gorge, they stumbled upon a small opening in the rock, which led to an underground chamber. Little did they know that this unassuming cave entrance would reveal a treasure trove of ancient art. The explorers encountered an astonishing sight inside the cave, an extensive gallery adorned with vivid and intricate paintings dating back tens of thousands of years. The images depicted in the Chauvet Cave include stunningly lifelike representations of animals such as mammoths, rhinoceroses, lions, and horses, along with abstract symbols and handprints. The paintings were rendered with remarkable skill and detail, showcasing the artistic prowess of our prehistoric ancestors. The Chauvet Cave paintings provided a unique window into the Upper Paleolithic period, estimated to be around 30,000 to 32 years ago. These ancient artworks' precision and beauty challenged the notion that prehistoric humans produced only rudimentary art. The cave revealed evidence of various artistic techniques, including brushes made from animal hair and natural pigments sourced from minerals and plants. The depicted animals offered valuable insights into the environment and fauna of the Ice Age, helping scientists reconstruct the world as it existed during that era. The cave art hinted at the animal's symbolic and possibly spiritual significance, suggesting a deeper cultural layer to prehistoric societies. Number 8. Frankenstein Mummies. A team of archaeologists excavating the prehistoric village discovered a series of burials that defied conventional expectations. What initially appeared to be a female skeleton was a macabre assemblage of remains from different individuals. These composite skeletons were colloquially termed Frankenstein mummies due to their peculiar and unsettling nature. The villagers of this prehistoric community practiced a distinctive burial ritual involving the dismemberment and rearrangement of human remains. This tradition connected family members across generations, effectively combining the ancestors' bones into a single burial. The exact reasons behind this practice remain debated among researchers, but it likely had spiritual or social significance for the community. One of the most remarkable aspects of these Frankenstein mummies is the intricate way the different body parts were reassembled. Number 7. City of Petra. Petra, often referred to as the Rose City due to the stone's color from which it is carved, was the capital of the Nabatean kingdom. The city dates back to around 312 BC, though it likely had earlier settlements. Petra's strategic location along trade routes allowed it to flourish as a major trading hub, benefiting from the lucrative incense and spice trade that traversed the region. Petra thrived as a bustling metropolis for centuries, but by the 7th century AD, it had gradually faded from historical records. The city's location was lost to history and became a mere legend, known only through ancient texts and travelers' accounts. The rediscovery of Petra is credited to Swiss explorer Johann Ludwig Burckhardt. In 1812, Burckhardt embarked on a perilous journey to the Middle East, disguising himself as an Arab scholar. His knowledge of Arabic and familiarity with Islamic customs allowed him to blend in with local communities. During his travels, he heard rumors of a hidden city known as Petra, but was initially unable to confirm its location. In 1812, while exploring the region of Wadi Musa in what is now Jordan, Burckhardt noticed a narrow gorge flanked by towering cliffs. Intrigued, he inquired about the area and learned it was called the Sick. Believing this might lead to the fabled Petra, he convinced his guide to take him there. As he ventured deeper into the Sikh, he first saw the astonishing treasury, one of Petra's most iconic monuments. Number 6. The Library of Asherbanipal. Asherbanipal, the last great king of the Neo-Assyrian Empire, ruled from 668 to 627 BC. Military conquests marked his reign and a passion for scholarship, particularly the collection and preservation of written knowledge. The library he assembled in his palace at Nineveh, modern-day Mosul in Iraq, became one of the ancient world's most extensive and significant libraries. The library's existence faded into obscurity over time, buried beneath the ruins of Nineveh, which fell in 612 BC. For centuries, its grandeur and contents remained hidden from the world. It was in the mid-19th century that its rediscovery began. In 1849, British archaeologist Austen Henry Layard embarked on excavations at the site of Nineveh. During his excavation of Asherbanipal's palace, Layard's team unearthed a series of clay tablets bearing cuneiform script. These tablets provided the first hints of the library's existence and potential significance. The true magnitude of the discovery came to light in the 1850s, when another British archaeologist, Sir Henry Creswick Rawlinson, deciphered the cuneiform script on the tablets. Rawlinson's efforts unveiled a treasure trove of knowledge, including mathematics, science, literature, religion, law, and history texts. The library contained over 30,000 clay tablets and fragments, making it the oldest surviving royal library in the world. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. On your screen, you'll see an image of what scientists found inside this place that shocked the whole world. Bodies that look like they were mummified. Ancient Egypt is renowned for its elaborate mummification process, which aimed to prepare the deceased for the afterlife. Organs were removed, bodies were dried with natron, and then wrapped in linen bandages. In South America, the Incas often relied on the high-altitude, freezing conditions of the Andes to naturally mummify bodies. Similarly, the Terra Basin mummies in Asia were naturally preserved due to the region's arid climate and salt-rich soil. In Europe, bog bodies were preserved in peat bogs, offering insights into ancient societies and sometimes revealing evidence of ritual sacrifices. Mummies, whether human or animal, provide valuable glimpses into the past, helping us understand the beliefs, customs, and even the medical conditions of ancient civilizations. If you could choose any ancient civilization's mummification process to learn more about, which one would it be and why? Imagine you're an archaeologist exploring a newly discovered mummy tomb. What personal item or artifact would you hope to find buried with the mummy to learn more about their life and beliefs? Share your opinions with us in the comments section below. Number 5. Cave of Crystal. The saga of the Cave of Crystals began in April 2000, when two miners, brothers Juan and Pedro Sanchez, made an astonishing and serendipitous discovery. While working in the Naica mine, they stumbled upon a small opening leading to a previously unknown chamber beneath the earth. What they encountered stunned them, an underground cavern adorned with colossal gypsum crystals, some reaching over 30 feet in length and 55 tons in weight. The conditions inside the cave were otherworldly. The temperature hovered around 136 degrees Fahrenheit with 100% humidity, creating an environment where these massive gypsum crystals could grow over thousands of years. The crystals were a translucent selenite form of gypsum, lending them a surreal, ethereal quality. The discovery of the Cave of Crystals immediately attracted the attention of scientists and researchers worldwide. The crystal's sheer size and purity presented a unique opportunity to study geological processes and the formation of such extraordinary natural formations. One of the most intriguing aspects of the cave's discovery was the extremophiles, microscopic organisms living within the crystals. These resilient life forms had adapted to the harsh conditions of the cave, surviving and thriving in an environment that resembled nothing else on Earth. Number 4. Conte Sak Akun. In the 1980s, a team of Mexican cave divers, led by explorer and archaeologist Roberto Rojo, ventured into the underwater cave system known as Nohoch na Chich. This initial exploration led to the discovery of extensive tunnels and chambers adorned with striking stalactites and stalagmites. As the divers delved deeper into the labyrinthine caves, they realized that they were not merely exploring one cave, but a vast, interconnected network of underwater passages and chambers. This discovery marked the birth of Sak Akun, a Mayan term that translates to White Cave System. Sak Aktun's exploration has revealed that it is the longest underwater cave system on Earth, with over 350 kilometers of mapped passages. Its vastness surpasses previous records, such as the nearby Dos Ojos cave system. The cave system has yielded invaluable archaeological finds, including ancient Mayan relics and human remains. Additionally, it serves as a critical habitat for various species, including endemic and endangered ones, contributing to the region's biodiversity. Number 3. Hawne Horde. The story begins with Eric Laws, a local farmer and amateur metal detectorist, on a mission to recover a lost hammer in his field. Laws's metal detector picked up a strong signal on that fateful November day, leading him to start digging. Little did he know that he had stumbled upon something far more valuable than a misplaced hammer. As he continued to excavate, Laws unearthed a pot filled with gold and silver coins, gold jewelry, and various precious objects. Realizing the historical significance of his find, he immediately halted his excavation and contacted the local authorities. The discovery prompted a swift response from professional archaeologists who carefully excavated the site. What they uncovered was nothing short of astonishing. The Hawne Horde, a collection of over 15,000 Roman coins, gold and silver jewelry, tableware, and other precious items. The hoard, enclosed in a large redware pot, was buried around 410 to 430 AD during the decline of the Roman Empire in Britain. Among the treasures were remarkable items such as the Empress Pepper Pot, a silver pepper shaker featuring a female figure, and the Hawne Venus, a silver statuette believed to represent the Roman goddess Venus. The collection also included silver spoons, gold rings, and an array of coins from different periods of Roman history. Number 2, Demoni Skull. A team of Georgian and international archaeologists, led by David Lord Kipanidze, initiated excavations at Demoni, a historic town in southern Georgia. What they uncovered was far more significant than they could have imagined. In 1999, the excavation yielded the remarkable discovery of a hominin skull, known as Demoni Skull 5 or D45,000. The skull, dating back approximately 1.8 million years, belonged to an individual from a species now classified as Homo erectus. This early human ancestor was equipped with a small brain, indicating that despite its advanced tool-making abilities, it had a relatively small cranial capacity compared to modern humans. The Demoni skull is particularly significant because it challenged existing theories about early human migration. Before this discovery, the prevailing belief was that there were multiple hominin species in different parts of Africa, each giving rise to different lineages of early humans. However, the Demoni findings suggested a more complex picture. The fossils found at Demoni revealed a surprising degree of morphological variation among individuals, including skull size and facial features. This diversity within the Demoni hominin population led researchers to propose that all early human fossils from Africa during this period might belong to a single, highly variable species, Homo erectus. Number 1. Paris Catacombs. The discovery of the Paris Catacombs is a fascinating tale of subterranean exploration and the repurposing of an underground realm that has become one of the most unique and haunting tourist attractions in the world. The story of the catacombs began in the late 18th century when Paris faced a dire problem: overflowing cemeteries. In the city's heart, cemeteries like the Cemetery of the Innocents had reached their capacity and posed serious public health hazards. The unsanitary conditions led to concerns about the spread of disease. In 1774, a decision was made to address this issue by relocating the remains of millions of Parisians to an extensive network of underground tunnels and quarries. Originally excavated to extract limestone, these tunnels formed a maze-like subterranean world beneath the city's streets. They became the solution to the overcrowded cemeteries. The process of moving the remains to the catacombs took several years. Bodies were exhumed from various cemeteries, and the bones were carefully arranged and stacked within the catacombs. This monumental task was completed with meticulous organization, resulting in rows upon rows of neatly stacked skulls and bones. The Paris Catacombs, known today, also includes a portion known as the ossuary, where the bones are artistically arranged to create decorative patterns and displays. Visitors can see heart-shaped arrangements, crosses, and other formations, adding unique, eerie beauty to the underground chambers. The catacombs remained relatively unknown to the public until the early 19th century. In 1814, Francis Arago, a French physicist, and his friends exploring the tunnels, discovered an inscription that read, "Arrête, c'est ici l'Empire de la mort." This discovery sparked public interest, and soon after the catacombs were opened to the public. Underneath Earth's surface lie treasures and discoveries awaiting adventurous souls. Ancient cities, lost civilizations, and relics of forgotten eras whisper their stories in the soil. So dig, unveil secrets, and unlock history, proving that the Earth is an endless reservoir of wonders yet to be unearthed. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.